Yeah, cool.
Yeah. How's it, guys? And today I'm chatting to head Dolphins coach Imraan Khan and his assistant Duzi Mbatha. For those who don't know, are DHS, both DHS old boys, and it took over the reins of Dolphins cricket at the start of the 2019-2020 season. First of all, guys, welcome. It's really great to catch up with you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Sherrod.
Yeah, good. Gimme, I want to start with you. You finished playing. I would probably towards halfway through the end of last season, and took over the reins from Grant Morgan as coach. We all know Morgs's reputation. Big shoes to fill.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think I was fortunate to have spent probably about 2 years under Morgie as his assistant coach. So good grounding. He's a fantastic coach, and I think for a young coach going into or pursuing a career into coaching was a great guy to learn from. And look, the team was very successful, particularly in the white ball competitions. So yeah, no, it was definitely a good grounding and a good learning experience for me.
Okay, great. We'll chat about a little bit more about your experience, since you've taken over till now. Duzi, you were involved in the academy, if I'm correct, for about 2-3 years, and obviously when Emmy came on board this year, he obviously asked you to join him with the Dolphins team full time. How have you enjoyed the experience and the change from academy up until to a senior level?
It's been really, really enjoyable. First of all, being involved in the academy, I was able to work on some skills that I had to work on to grow as a coach. And then Imi was impressed with how I went about things, and we kind of had similar sort of thinking in terms of how we wanted to drive the Dolphins culture and how we wanted to move forward as the Dolphins. We had many chats about it beforehand, and we obviously decided that he would pull me close as one of his assistants for us to obviously move the franchise forward.
Okay, yeah, that's brilliant. And as I said, still follow cricket, and I think let's talk about this season. Let's start off with 4-day cricket and get that. Did 4-day cricket, obviously the competition, if I stand to be correctly, split. I think you play half of it and then you play another half at the beginning of this year. Did you manage to complete the 4-day competition, and where were you at that stage?
So we got through 8 rounds of the competition. We started off poorly. Couldn't play very good cricket, but we sort of found some momentum in the new year. We won back-to-back games against some strong opposition, and we drew the 3rd game against the Knights. So we ended up 5th, I think, on the log. Not an ideal situation, but I think we did grow certainly in the new year.
Okay, that competition, okay, I'll ask Duzi, was that complete? So you got through 8 rounds. How many games were still outstanding?
So what happens is obviously there's 6 franchises. Each franchise plays against the other franchise twice, home and away. So I think it was 2 games that were short if we played 8 games. And then the Lions obviously ended up on top and they won the competition. So that's how it works. And obviously, as Imi just let us know now, we didn't start off so well, but obviously finished up nice and strong. And I think we would have finished a little bit higher if we played the remaining 2 games. So we were actually in a good position in terms of how we were playing at the back end of our 4-day competition.
Yeah, it's a pity, because often in sport they say momentum is one of the best things to have. And as you say, you came off 2 good wins. It would have been probably nice to finish those last 2 games and finish a little bit higher. Let's focus on what you really did well in this year, and I must congratulate the 2 of you, especially in your first season as coaches, and head coach and assistant coach of the Dolphins was a 50-over game, and I think you guys were really, really successful. And correct me if I'm wrong, you were unbeaten, only lost about 1 game in the round robin stage. Is that correct?
Yeah, we lost 3 games. We won 7 and lost 3. We ended up top of the log. And obviously, due to the whole coronavirus situation, we didn't end up playing the playoffs, which meant we were declared champions. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. As I said to you guys, well done. I mean, for your first term as coach, you two must be really proud that you managed to get a trophy in the cabinet in your first season.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think a lot of the credit must go to the boys, the way they've handled themselves and taken to us as a coaching staff. You know, we've come in and we've tried to push them really hard, try to create an environment of hard work. And the boys have responded fantastically well. Like I said, I think when there's change initially, it can be a little bit slow, but we sort of gathered momentum certainly in 2020. And we ran with that right through till the end of the season. And the guys played some fantastic cricket.
Yeah, I know, great. And Duzi, let's touch on. I know we never had the T20 competition, but backing on your success in the 50 over competition, and I think with the players that the Dolphins have had this year, you must have pinned your hopes on the 2020 competition doing well in that as well as the 50 over.
Yeah, I think the MSL obviously brings a sort of different light to South African cricket, with internationals coming in and obviously sharing change rooms with those sort of guys, also getting top coaches like Gary Kirsten that's involved in the Durban Heat. Yeah, we would have loved to play as the Dolphins, but I think it's a great experience for the players to share the change room and learn from other coaches. Unfortunately, I wasn't involved in the MSL. So what I did with the players that didn't make the MSL draft, I worked with them during that period, preparing for obviously the second half of the season after the MSL, which went really, really well. But I think for me, it's a great opportunity for guys to learn from other players, learn from other coaches. And it was a great experience for the guys. When they came back, they gave us good feedback, and it looked like guys came back re-energized and focused for the second half of the season. That went really, really well.
Okay. Well, we've just seen what a success the RPL's been. I think more importantly for Indian cricket and where it's you know Indian cricket have developed, but we obviously know that the numbers there are huge and the talent is insurmountable. But we've seen what RPL has done with the youngsters rubbing shoulders with international players. Emi, you were involved in the MCL. Would you say, I know it's still early days in the MCL, would you say it's been a success and it can only get better in the years to come?
Yeah, look, I mean, I think it's been a fantastic tournament. There's no doubt about it. A great addition to our calendar. Like Duzi's mentioned, you know, guys get to mix with international players, international coaches. So it's a great learning experience for the players. I do feel that it, hopefully with time, it does get a little bit better. I think the type of international player, maybe we can get a little bit more high profile, if that makes sense, which will add a little bit more glamour to the competition. But certainly, I think the concept is a great one, and it's been a good start.
Yeah, I agree with you, and taking nothing away from the international players that played in the MCL, but I'm sure we would like to see a lot more. For example, Indian players coming out. Having a guy like Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma playing in South Africa, we just know what they would probably do to the crowds. Right, all of a sudden we get hit by this pandemic, and everyone gets put into lockdown, and your season comes to abrupt end. It must have been quite hard on the players and what they were obviously looking forward to. Since lockdown to now, give us a bit about an idea what the players have been through and where they are at as we currently speak.
Shedders, I think the first thing that we obviously had to address as a team, and everybody has to understand, was it's something that obviously was a shock to everybody. So we had to make sure that all players and everybody's okay. So guys, obviously, season got called off. Guys spent time with their families, made sure everything was fine. Lockdown obviously came about. After some time in the lockdown, we decided that we would have Zoom sessions with the players where they would have home workouts, make sure that they get their fitness levels nice and high after their rest. And then we started putting a program together that kept on shifting throughout the whole lockdown because we didn't know when we were going to start. But through platforms like Zoom, we were able to connect as a team. Everybody sort of understood what we were trying to achieve. Obviously, with new signings, we had to introduce the new guys, make sure everybody understands and what we're trying to achieve, work hard at home, which was difficult for guys because I think the team environment and working with other people pushes you a little bit more. So when you have to do programs, home programs by yourself, it can be a bit daunting and a bit tough. But the guys were able to do that. Yes, some guys did come back not in the best shape. It happens. But some guys came out really, really strong. And then obviously CSA started giving time periods and when they thought the season would start. And then obviously stadiums had to be cleared for people to come back, the testing, for guys to start training. So we have followed exactly what CSA has asked. And after they gave us the thumbs up, we then started to train in small groups, really, really small groups, lots of one-on-ones, maybe 2 or 3 players, not big groups at all. Obviously sanitizing everything. And then guys have been coming in. And then also doing reviews on the past season with players one-on-one, also having one-on-one sessions with the new players. And then obviously through Zoom sessions, we were able to come together and discuss things as a team. And then I think our biggest challenge will be try to connect the team as one in the circumstances we find ourselves in, obviously being separated and training in small groups.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. We obviously find ourselves in the middle of the off season now, but we know what off season is. Off season is now preparing for next season. Emmy, what is the current situation with regards to cricket moving forward? Has CSA shed light on what the future holds for you guys at this stage?
Yeah, look, so from a domestic point of view, our season's been pushed back. So we'd normally have an October start. That's now been pushed back to a November start.
Okay.
And I think from a pre-season point of view, a lot of the focus now will be on strength and conditioning, making sure the boys are in the best possible shape leading up into a season. So that's really the key focus points for now. The skills component is very, very basic. Again, introducing the guys to the simple stuff, and then we'll kind of pick things up and speed things along as we get closer to the season.
Okay. Let's just briefly touch on a couple of players that stood out last season. From the one-day side, I think it's Grant Rudolphson had a really, really good season, if I stand to be corrected.
Yeah, look, I mean, he had an outstanding campaign overall. You know, he had a fantastic 4-day competition. I think he scored 3 centuries in there. He was our average over the course of that 4-day season. In the one-day cup, he was phenomenal. He led the team from the front, scored the most runs in the competition. Again, Keshav Maharaj led superbly as a captain and through his performances. You know, he earned a call back up into the Proteas white ball team. Darren Dupavlon also had a very good campaign. He earned his first Protea call-up, debut call-up against Australia. Look, I think, but the highlight for me through the white ball competition, or particularly in the second half of the competition, was that every individual stood up at different times through each game. And I think that shows a good team ethos. You know, when the team needed a performance, guys put their hands up. So that was really pleasing and good to see from the boys.
Yeah, as you say, it's important, especially in one-day cricket. You know that every player puts their hand up at a certain stage during the season. As you know, cricket's a funny game. It just takes one ball and that's it. Duzi, just looking forward to the coming season. Any mention, you know the standouts from this season, and any players that we can look out for that are coming through the ranks for next season?
Yeah, there've been a couple of signings. We actually had 6 new signings. Keegan Peterson, who moved from the Knights and came this side, who's very close to playing for the Proteas and has done well when he's been asked to play in matches, warm-up matches for international teams coming up. We then have Lifa Ntanzi, a really fast youngster who's also was signed. We've got Andile Mokokane, who's also a quality youngster who's obviously also joined. Mangi Lisa Maseche, who's ex-Protea keeper, who's also joined. And then we've got Ruan de Swat, who was semi-pro player of the year, came from Northerns. A really good addition for us. He's done really, really well, and we're looking forward to seeing what he has to offer. And I think one more. Imi, who else?
Otniel Batman.
Yeah, Otniel Batman, also a pace bowler from the Knights who has joined us. So we super excited with the new signings, and then obviously the guys that have done really, really well. I think a lot of guys do focus on the guys that have done well, that Imi has obviously mentioned, but I think we've got a really strong squad. There's players that I think are the core that are really, really strong. You're looking at your players like Ethan Bosch, who comes back from injury, Robbie Freiling, that everybody's seasoned campaigner, SJ Advia, Marcus Ackerman, Sen Muntasamy. So Brian, I think we've got a really, really strong squad leading up to the new season. Quality players, Kaya Zondo, the list goes on. I'm super excited to see what these guys have to offer because everybody's hungry and everybody has this desire for us to maintain a level that we've created as a team. And everybody has held each other accountable to ensure that we come to the next season prepared and good to go. So exciting times at the Dolphins, and we're looking forward to ensuring that we're ready and good to go.
Yeah, no, it really does, and thanks for that. I mean, a lot of those youngsters that you mentioned, I recognize them, and I was fortunate to watch them play and work with one or two of them, and it looks really, really exciting, fortunately, it sounds like you've maintained the bulk and the core of the squad for next season. So, and also, competition amongst the squad is also important, I think.
It's very, very important, Shedders. I think Imi and us as a coaching staff are going to have headaches with picking the 11, but that's always how one wants it. Competition breeds success and excellence. So we're looking forward, and everybody seems to be excited. The one-on-ones we had with the players, the guys are really keen, but also very important to manage the whole squad in general, because obviously guys miss out, and we just have to make sure that everybody's in a good space and always feeding into the team. Something that we believe in the Dolphins setup is that you always put the team first, and you're always helping everybody else and feeding towards the team. So, and be happy for other people's successes. Sometimes you have to sit on the side, watch other guys play, and you just keep on working hard in your game and asking questions, because if anyone obviously doesn't do as well, then you obviously get your opportunity, or even not even guys not doing well. I think guys getting called up. Darren De Pavlon got called up, Keshav Maharaj. So the guys are going up, and then you obviously get your opportunity to move up. So as I said, exciting times, and we're looking forward to see what the guys do in the next season.
Yeah, no, it's great, and compliments to the two of you, because I think it's important that coaches, as we know, you play an integral role in player management and managing the players as well. So hats off to the two of you, and well done. Just two more things I just want to touch on is obviously the support of Hollywood Bets to the Dolphins, together with your CEO Heinrich Stradum. And I know the Heffer family very, very well, and I know Devon's really, really passionate about his cricket. But it would be remiss of us today if we didn't thank the Hollywood Bets. And I came to Kingsmead the other day to pick up something from Kingsmead Miners, and I haven't been back to the stadium for a while, and I just can't believe the change in that stadium and how great it's looking. And I think, a lot has to do with not only, the CEO, but I think Hollywood Bets have played a very, very important role in the success of the Dolphins as well.
Yeah, I think absolutely. Since they've come on board together with Heinrich, I mean, the changes that have happened at the stadium has been immense. The attraction to come to Kingsmead and watch a game now, or the whole experience is on a different level. I've been here a very long time, and I think for me, a lot's changed in the last few years. It's unfortunate that it's taken that long for us to see some change, but certainly we're a world-class stadium now, and I'd encourage anybody that's out there that hasn't been to the stadium in a long time to make a trip through, because it's really it's a fantastic space, the stadium at the moment.
No, Emmy, I agree with you, and noted. I promise you, I'll make an effort to come down and watch some games there, because it does look like really exciting times at Dolphins cricket. Just one more thing. I know you mentioned earlier, well, really now that you've been at the Dolphins for a long time. I know that because I saw you grow up, and well, both of you are the privilege and of working with and seeing grow up as young boys through your playing days, and now it's really, really proud to see where you guys have got to in your coaching careers. But I just want to ask you a question here. When the guys do the fitness, like 40 and myself and those guys in those days, you two, do you do the fitness with the players as well, or do you sit on the side of the field and watch?
An interesting question, actually. Look, I think I'm at the stage now, Shaders, where I think I've been doing physical or preseason programs for about 20 years now. So I'm quite enjoying just watching the boys slog away a bit. I do keep active playing football or in other ways, but in terms of joining the boys in a preseason, I think I need a bit of a break from that.
Yeah, I know. I thought I'd catch the two of you out there and get them running around our stadium like we used to do. Fitness has changed a lot since our days, and it's become a lot more scientific and technical. But I'm sure the guys still do the stadium and the stairs and things like that. But just from my side, really from a DHS Old Boys point of view and the school, really proud of what you guys achieved, and it's really great to see two Old Boys at the helm of Dolphins cricket. It's really great to see where Dolphins cricket is at the moment, and after our discussion today, it really looks that the future looks really bright, and I wish both of you all the success, especially during these difficult and tough times, and good luck for the upcoming season, and hopefully I will come and visit you and visit Kingsmead and watch a game. But from my side, well done, good luck, and just keep up the good work.
Thanks a lot, Shaders. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks a million, Shaders.
Thanks, Duzi.